What's good, YouTube? Get your analysis playground t-shirts on my Facebook page. Message me. You can get any color shirt, any color logo that you want. All you're doing is customizing the logo on a shirt, whether you want it black or white, red and white, or even just a black and red like this t-shirt. But you can also change the color of the shirt. And let me know if you want one. Message me on Facebook and I can get one sent out to you. Bye. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. Know it's a little late, but we're gonna talk about John Collins, a guy that's getting a lot of hype, a lot of buzz, especially because he had such a ending to his rookie career that a lot of people started taking notice. In the last couple months, he was able to give you double-digit points and around 9 rebounds a game, 8.8 in April with 12 points, also 3.2 assists and 1 block, shooting 50% from the field. Also, even in March, 11 points a game, 7.8 rebounds, 2 assists, while giving you 60% from the field, 40% from the three. And then he started getting better minutes as his career went on, but he made the best out of his opportunities, and that's what you want a young player to do. They might not get the playing time, they might not get that many touches, they might have to earn some respect from the veterans, from the coaching staff. They have to earn trust from them too before they can get that playing time. And I think that with the injuries and the trades and the direction that they were switching up, trying to go in, losing Dwight Howard, losing Paul Millsap, trading and getting rid of Jeff Teague, getting some young pieces back, and then obviously getting rid of Dennis Schroeder, he's going to have a different role on this team than what he had last year. And what everybody hyped up about him, he played well in Summer League. Everybody was going crazy. He was on a lot of people top 10 Summer League players list, even top 5 on a lot of people. So a lot of people are very high on this guy. He a guy with a lot of confidence. I've seen him a couple of times, and he seemed like he had the mentality that you want in a young player, and he produced. The months that he got better with the most minutes, he was able to put up solid numbers from the efficiency standpoint, and he showed a lot of potential. And then building on top of the season, having a fantastic summer league obviously got people even more hyped up for him. And in his rookie year with 10 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and 57% from the field, and a decent 34% from the three-point line. But I think a lot of people made too big of that because he didn't even shoot 1 3 a game. He was taking them during the end of the season, but he hasn't really shot them enough in the game for me to warrant that he's a stretch center yet, or a stretch forward. He's not there yet because he hasn't shot enough consistently, and he's gonna get more playing time this year because they're going even younger with Trae Young. Obviously, he's a guy that needs a big man to set screens so that way he can get space to shoot his threes and get his shots up. Plus, it's easier on Trae Young when you got a guy like John Collins that rolls hard to the rim and is able to catch the lobs and the alley oops. That makes his job easier because he has somebody that's good in the inside, but also getting the screens and getting the movement also gives him ability to make the right passes to kick the ball out to Taurean Prince for a three, or even Kent Bazemore, or even Trae Young. Though having that ball movement and that floor space and offense would have been good for Mike Budenholzer, but I'd rather obviously coach the Milwaukee Bucks and coach the Atlanta Hawks. But this team looks like they're going to be prepared. John Collins got a lot of hype. That's why I made the video, and I think he's going to deliver. Getting a double-double in very short minutes. Like this whole rookie season, he only averaged 24 minutes a game, including the 26 games that he started and the other games that he didn't. And he only played in 74 games total, and that's pretty good numbers. 10-7. That's reasonable considering that you only started 24 games and you have an average of 24 minutes. So with that being said, I think he was a guy that we knew that had to develop. He was a guy that we knew might not be great the first 2 years, but seeing how he developed, seeing his work ethic, and seeing he'll make the most out of the minutes, catching the dunks, finishing, hitting the spot up jumper, rolling and making the correct passes, whether it's a lob, a kick out, or even just setting a screen and then re-screen it. It's the small, simple things that gets his teammates open and give them the space that they need to be successful, but also knowing his job and playing it well and understanding that this is a team concept, and you still want to be able to take advantage of the shots that you get. But he didn't get too trigger happy or too hungry for the ball. He still played his role, even though he was getting a little bit more press, getting a little bit more minutes, and getting a little bit more playing time as the season went on, even starting some games. He still stayed well balanced and still stayed humble and continued to improve, and we started seeing it. And now we are ready for him to have a breakout sophomore season. But would John Collins really have that most improved player? I think it's possible more than what people think, because this team don't really have a go-to guy. Even if you look at a guy like Trae Young, yes, he can play. Yes, he averaged 20 points a game in college, but he struggled a lot in summer league. He's going to have to grow. He's going to have to watch a lot of footage. He's going to have to take it day by day, because he's going against a whole new world of athletes, a whole new world of defense and scouting. So Trae Young going to be developing just as much as John Collins, even though he has that 1 year advantage. That makes it easier, but you still got to learn how to play with this guy. You still got to learn how to play with the new pieces. And at the same time, you might get some more starts this year. And if he does, he got to learn that role with new players again this season. So I think that this will definitely be a season that he can put up a lot of stats, because, this team is bad. They're a bad team, probably one of the top three worst teams in the league. And I'm not saying that because they're young. I'm just saying in general, talent wise, the NBA is getting better, getting more stronger, and this is a good young core, especially their start lineup. But when you look at the rest of the roster and you look at the teams that they're going to be going against in the season, they just don't have enough to really win more than 25 games probably. But they not playing for that. They playing for the lottery so they can add more young pieces along this nucleus. Trae Young and John Collins, if they have exceptional growth, then you can see them winning a little bit more games. But if they do lose a lot of games, they ain't like it's bad, because they need that third guy, and it may be John Collins, or it may be a guy that even knocks Trae Young down to that 2 spot. Maybe Taurean Prince comes out and have a breakout year, and he becomes that third guy. Then they only got to add the rest of that, fill out the rest of that starting lineup. But right now, the way that Trae Young is exciting, and he's going to put people in the seats because he has an exciting way of playing, but he also is a great passer. And like I said, John Collins is a great player and on his role, and Taurean Prince is a proven three-point shooter, and so is Ken Bazemore is decent at that too. They have the floor space, and they have all the pieces that's young besides Ken Bazemore, but he's still in his 20s. I'm starting to like this Atlanta Hawks team potential, but I still do think that if it's going to be hard for them to get in free agency, that losing is not going to be that bad. I don't really want to endorse tanking, but when you see this team, you want them to go out there, play, and develop, and continue to learn. And they're going to have a lot of heartbreak. They're going to lose a lot of close games. They're going to blow a lot of leads, but you got to look at the big picture. And I think John Collins will be there. This is not a guy that I think they're going to trade, or a guy that, I believe that he's going to be an amazing part of this nucleus. And with them getting rid of Schroeder and Teague and and letting Paul Millsap walk, even letting Dwight Howard walk, they had a lot of faith in this draft pick, and they took him, gave him the minutes, and he showed that he can play it. And I like it. I like John Collins, and I'm starting to believe in his Atlanta Hawks future. Obviously, hopefully they don't get any major injuries that can set them back, and hopefully they can continue to learn and get that chemistry and develop together and become a real threat in the East. Maybe 2, 3 years from now, especially depending on like injuries and if they get a right draft pick to really be that 4 or get that real 3, or even just replace Ken Bazemore and try to get a wing in that top 10. They got the point guard, they got the big man. Now they just got to fill out that wing position, and hopefully, if they can't get that through free agency, they get that through the draft, because they're going to get a lottery pick if they lose like they lost last year. So it's all about growing. It's all about learning. And John Collins is the guy that got a lot of hype so far. I didn't really even know who he was until he was doing all these dunks and posterizing people and doing all this fun stuff. And then you start looking at the numbers go up and up and up throughout the year. And then you start seeing his efficiency stay where it needs to be. And then monthly got the more minutes, and he just started even looking even better. And then in summer league he dominates. So it's crazy that he was able to get this far in a rookie year and continue to develop. And now he has a bright light on him. Everybody know who he is as real basketball people, and we're gonna see if he can improve that mid-range jumper, stretch that three-point shot out, take a couple more attempts at the three-point line. I'm just saying about 3, 4 a game. Don't get too trigger happy. 6, 7 a game, especially as a big man. We still want you getting dunks. We still want you lobbing. We still want the elbow jumpers. We still want the free throws. We just don't want you in the spot up threes, just shooting a bunch of threes when you're better and your best strength is finishing inside. So I just think minor things is what he need to work on. And actually, they don't practice as much, but this team they're going to have to practice as much as they can because this team is going to be bad. And John Collins is one of the pieces that we're starting to see in the future that if they keep him and Trae Young together, that could be a good duo. But having a guy like Taurean Prince and adding that third guy, which we don't know who's going to be, this team could be a good floor spacing team, a good multiple attack, multiple ball handlers, multiple shooters team, and they can be tough to guard, especially with John Collins inside, and he continues to develop his game. Maybe he can become most improved player this year. He's going to get the minutes. He's going to get more touches. And the team is bad, and Trae Young is a decent passer, and he's going to draw a lot of attention at that point guard position. So at the end of the day, it's going to be kind of crazy seeing John Collins go from 10 points to potentially 15 to 17. And if he can get you 10 rebounds in 82 games or even 70 or 60 games and get that the minutes, he can give you about 17 and 10. He'd be in the running for most improved player. And that would be a huge thing for him because that increases his brand, his fans, and more people will want to come see him play. Plus, it's going to bring a lot of attention to the Atlanta Hawks. And getting that high lottery pick can really build up a lot of expectations for them. And then the rebuild won't take as long, which helps the fans and help the people that want to see Trae Young and John Collins win. So, yeah, this might be another 2 to 3 year process. And at the end of the day, seeing John Collins put that work in and continue to develop will be interesting. But like the title say, do you think that John Collins can win most improved? Do you think he'll be a bust? Do you think that it was just a season that he had caught people by surprise and put up numbers? Or do you think that he really is going to be a starter? He really can be a star? Do you think he can be an all-star? Do you think he can be a franchise center? I don't really know about that. I see John Collins as more of a third or fourth option on a great team. I don't really see him as the best player on the team. I don't really see him as the second best player on the team. But then again, he still is developing. He only is a rookie. And on top of that, he's 6'10", and he's only 20 years old. He'll be 21 September 23rd. So he has a lot of room to grow. He still got to learn his teammates, got to learn his new system and his new coach. And maybe they can put him in better situations so he can develop even quicker and make his job a lot easier, which means his efficiency goes up, his touches goes up, and his confidence goes up, which allows him to, become a star even quicker. I do see him being an all-star. I don't see him being a superstar, and I do see him being more of a third or fourth option, a good complementary piece around stars. And if that's true, that's a good pick for where he was picked at in the draft, which was 19th. That's very good, an all-star at the 19th pick. That's pretty good, and I can see him definitely becoming that. 10 and 7 is already good in general for a rookie, especially you only played 24 games as a starter and 24 minutes a game. But then you put on 32 to 35, more touches and more chances to get offensive rebounds and free throw attempts. You're looking at a 17, 18-point score with 10, 12 rebounds a game. That's pretty good for a 19th pick. Do you think he'll bust? Do you think he'll already? Do you think he'll develop? Do you think the Hawks going to keep him from developing? Do they think they're going to hinder his growth? Do you think Trae Young going to stunt his growth? Or do you think they can be a perfect duo until they get that third guy to really help them take it to the playoff level and possibly be one of the top 5 teams in the East? Let me know what you guys think about the Hawks and John Collins especially. If you want a t-shirt, check out my Facebook page. You can message me on Facebook. I can get you any color logo, any color t-shirt. If you want one of those, click the link, it's sent to my website. Click the link, it's sent to my Facebook page. And all you gotta do is message me on Facebook if you're interested in the t-shirt. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about John Collins' development and his potential future with the Atlanta Hawks.